Pat Sloan here. So today we are going to talk about my backing saga because I found another quilt top that I do want to do backing for. I also have, we're going to take a look at what is actually my status, my backlogs of where things are, which is not that bad, except that I've been making new things, which are now adding. But the old backlog, not too bad, not too bad. So we're going to take a look at that. Then I'm going to just discuss the sashing, my thoughts on the lavender. I'm going to just maybe put few little test strips up there and try it out. And then at the end, do a little just chit-chatty stuff that may not be quilt related. Like I said, I might do occasionally. Today might be the day. And I have spring fever. I'm actually filming this the last day of March. And I have massive spring fever. It is probably, 75 degrees out. And the sun is out when it was supposed to be raining right now. Like right now, it's supposed to be pouring rain. Instead, we have glorious sun, and I've got all the curtains drawn, and I'm in here taping. So that's just the way it works. But Greg and I sat out on the front porch, and we had coffee this morning, and it was just so nice to take a walk where we had sun, and we didn't have to layer up in scarves and everything. So nice. Let's first do the backings and where I'm at, which is really good. I did really, really well. First, a little clip I did while looking at the backing for London Town. First thing I have to do with the soldiers or the guards here is straighten it up. So I can see, like here, these guards, fade off. And these guys, their feet fade off. So that means I'm going to trim it. So this is my line of guards that will be at the bottom. So all the way up to here on this end. And that's fine. I got plenty. And I have to do, it's not wide enough to meet this sections that I'm done with everything else. So I will have to cut a second piece to just a smaller, fairly short piece to add onto the end. And then I'll do a gray strip on either side of this. And there'll be the soldiers, blue, and then another gray strip at the top. I can't do this at the top again because I already used some of it at the bottom to use it up, and there's not a wide enough piece. I actually could make it work. I have to take a look at that. I might. And I went through all that fussy cutting, and you'll see something else I did that I didn't even care, and I still don't care. But, it depends on what the mood is. But right now, I have a stack here we're going to talk about, and this. We're going to talk about all these. So first, we're doing London Town, and here, here is the backing. Let me just hold up so you can see where I ended up, which I'm happy. I think it's adorable. I'm not as big on backings as some people, just because if they're wall hangings, I'm never going to see it. But sometimes it's fun to do something a little different. And so here we go. How far back can I go that you can see? Alrighty. I'll just pick it up like this. There we go. So you can see the bottom. I've got the scenery, and then the crowns, and then the soldiers. And the soldiers weren't long enough, so I had to add a piece of them, the smaller piece. And I did not match them up at all because, maybe they're just a rowdy group. They're the rebels. They didn't get in line right. And then this is at the top. I just found this blue that I had and put it on the sides just to get everything big enough. That blue probably won't end up on the backing. It is for the long armor. My friend to long arm it, and so it'll be back in the stash when it comes back, that extra. So that is London Town. Now I do have all of this in here, because I'll show it to you, all of this in here that will need put away, and that's happening today. This bin is going to get emptied. I've got something else to start putting in there for the Tiny Secrets projects, so one of those will go in here. Okay, what is next? So that's one thing. Next we have the March block a day. Remember with the sunglasses? Let me just show you the top. So in case you forgot, this was my March block a day, and there's a whole bunch more of you with March block a days out there. I might go and get another grouping and do one more show and tell here in April, maybe next week of some more. So here's my top. And then I did use this fabric that I had bought, which was designed by Amy Smart. And I had that strip. Remember I was sewing that strip? Okay, so here we go. So I used that strip here, and then I had the dots. I had the dots on either end, which probably, not most of that probably won't go on the back of the quilt. The dots might not even make it. But there we go. So it was just not wide enough on its own to even sort of, you know, like even if I was doing it on my own machine and I was being very frugal, wasn't quite wide enough with these buildings. But this little sea town, that is just, it's just perfect. It's perfect for those colors. So I've got those. So I've got two now, two totally complete that can go. And remember the other grouping, I'm over here. The other grouping of fabric that I had kept from the March block that I was thinking of doing binding, but it's 2.5 inches. Instead, I am going to be doing the mini muffin with all of this. Excuse me, probably starting that, getting this ready right after the lemon chiffon. The lemon chiffon top has to be done next. That has to be done. So where am I at with lemon chiffon? I have one row to do. I've done 3 blocks. So crazy, right? That's the first focus. First focus is get that last row done. And then what I did was order this fabric for backing. It is a wide back. It is a Benartex fabric. It is all yellow, these piled up butterflies. It comes in about 5 or 6 other colors as well. And so if you like that as a wide back, you can order it. It's for a wide back, it's a very reasonable price. Remember, wide backs can be used as front fabric as well. They don't have to be used for the back only. So if whatever's left over, you can use just as regular yardage. And so I have to do this. I'm not going to get the other curtain up right now. I'm just going to put this on the floor and then get the other camera, and we're going to look at where those extra blocks need to go, because I don't want fabrics touching each other if possible. I want to see and be sure didn't get myself in that mode with these blocks. They're not sewn together. There's 3 individual blocks so far. Let me get the other camera. I'm going to add the last row at the top. That's what I decided. And I noticed one of you sent me the butterfly fabric that I'm actually getting for the backing. Oh my gosh. And I've used it in several blocks. So I want to be sure that I'm not putting this one here. It can go down, further down towards that end. And then what I'm looking for is to be sure that I'm not putting like the same fabric, here. Like that would be, whoops, sorry. Not putting the same fabrics, so that it's alternating. Yeah. So I've got to do, how many more? That's 1, 2. I got that one. 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I've got to do 5. I know that's painful for me to count on screen, but there you go. That's real life. If you were here with me in my room, you'd be listening to me. So I've got to do 5 more. Okay, excited about that. That's good. What I'm going to do is actually figure out the fabrics for the next 2, and then I have that one, and then I can sew that. I'll sew those together. Then I sew these, so I'll do it in sections. So I just come and check, and this might just stay on the floor. Okay, maybe not right this second, because I have to get over here again. The other piece that I found, I was just glancing around, and it's down under the counter, and I'm like, forgot that on the list. It is this one here that my friend Yvonne ended up finishing for me because I ran out of steam, and she said she would finish it. So I want to get this quilted. I do have from the line the fabric for backing, so I just need to seam this So she says, that first I'm doing the lemon chiffon. Get those blocks done, and or maybe just do this one first, because I don't think though, I think I bought enough that I just probably have to do one seam and then trim it. So that's good. And then I will also cut the binding. So that will all be done. So I've got to add that to the list. That's why I said there's quite a there's quite a few here that are going to go to be long-armed. Okay, let's take a look at what's on my shelf. Let's see what that looks like. And look at things. First of all, these two are actually finished. This is the critter quilt, which is waiting to have a date to go to the library at the elementary school up the street. And this is one that I've put the binding on, and I'm keeping if somebody needs a hug. You know, I got one on reserve here specifically for that. It's something for somebody to give to somebody. Okay, now the other things. This is an antique top that I did use for teaching, and at this point, I mean, I bought it like on eBay. It has no family history. There is no history at all, but it's got some cool things, and maybe someday I'll break it open and talk to you about it, but I don't know what I'm doing with that. Here is an older piece, an older piece, an older piece, a very older piece. That's also a very older piece. These all need binding. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep track of the numbers because I'm not. And then down here, is that just 4 for binding? Wow. Plus all the ones that I just did backing for. So it's probably about 7 total, maybe 8. Okay, these are just tops. Tops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Is that a top still? Yeah, 11. And this is a super special one. I did one. Someday I'll break those all out this big, but I'm keeping it for either a wedding gift for a family member or something like that. It's big, it's blue and white, it's super pretty, and I did a red and white version. It's a Joanna Figueroa pattern, big sampler that I did as a quilt along a few years back in the blue and white and the red and white. Okay, so I don't forget what number that was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I forget. Something like those. So those are all tops that I don't intend to have quilted right now. Maybe they will go to a charity in the state as a top, and they will quilt it like I did with the Church of the Brethren. They may not be suitable for them. Who knows? This is a very old one. A couple of those are super big. Okay, so this is what I got to inventory. Not those two, but this group and this group. I need to make a little inventory and plan. I will put the bindings on everything, but if I get one of these done before things come back, that'll be good. Last year, I think it was last year, the beginning of last year, where I started the color of the month, which each month I assign you on one of the days, like today, color of the month day, to share a quilt in that color. And in honor of lemon chiffon being close to being done, share your quilts with yellow. Lots of yellow, not just a little tiny dot of yellow. I want to see quilts that are predominantly yellow. And you'll share them over at my Facebook group, Quilt Along with Pat Sloan. So over there. And and on Saturday, it is Peep Day. Peeps, I love peeps. I need to get out my little peeps and do a little switch up of some quilts. First on the peeps, if you want to come see or share some peep pictures, like a peep parade, go to the Fireside Chat, which is my community just for at Facebook for the YouTubers here. Everybody here is at YouTube, so that we can talk about the things that are on the channel here that are not quilt related, or if you are making bags or pillows or embroidery or something like that, you can cross stitch. You can share all that stuff at the Fireside Chat. But also in the realm of things that I decorate with, I am just decorating my dining room, switching those quilts out, because when the magazine Quilt Folk was here, I needed to switch out a lot of things so that they would feel better for a July issue. And that means that my living room has mostly shifted into a feel of, June, July, even though that's still a few months away. That's just how it's going to be this year. But I will change out the dining room pieces and my centerpieces, and I'll put out on the counters my cute little things that I have that I want to do for Easter, because Easter's only in a couple of weeks. My bunnies, gotta get my bunnies out. So I will do that and probably have it on Tuesday. So that'll be, I should write myself a note so I don't forget that, but that's the plan. Now, we're gonna look at the grandma kitchen a little bit for the sashings, because I've been thinking, whatever color I use, like if I'm going to predominantly use a color for sashing, and you've seen people's sashings, and you can go back through and watch those parades again, or just go to the Facebook group and scroll the media or photo tab, whatever it says on your device, and you can see pictures. But whatever I use there, that if it's staying to one color, that color will come out as sort of a focus for the quilt. So if I do a lot of colors, then it stays kind of how it feels right now, you know, where it has a variety of colors. But I really don't want to do that. I really want to keep the colors. I really want to do something where it reads a certain color, just like the Critter quilt had that kind of lavender in all of its sashing. And that's what I want to do here, which means this quilt will be, I feel, a lot more lavender. Now, I don't know if either of my grandmothers had a favorite color. Not that I ever noticed or that they talked about. And you know, back in the day, then people didn't really, I mean, I'm sure some people did, but you know, they just predominantly like wore it, whatever, but it just wasn't a thing. So what I'm going to do is go in here into this basket and pull out a few of these and lay them behind the blocks in an audition. I'm not going to cut anything. I'm just going to audition some behind a group of them, and then I'll get the other camera and show you the effect that it has, so that we can see what does that look like, because I don't know either. I mean, I can kind of visualize it because I've done this a lot, but I still don't really know till I get it up there, because it's playing with a lot of other colors that are in these blocks. All right, give me a minute. This is better than I was hoping for. I was sort of feeling the purple would be overwhelming, or the lavenders, and I am loving it. I'm loving putting a little bit of strong one in here, like if I can fit that a few other places. That's a bit wider than it'll be. There's a checkerboard here, and I went, honey, these are the only 2.5 squares I have of the lavender, but give me a second and I'll put them up there to just kind of audition. I went and got some white squares, which are actually all the same fabric, so I can kind of see and just use those couple that I had, and I could make them kind of scrappy like that. All right, yeah. I'm not sure that this would be the one for here. I might instead use something more tonal here, like maybe switch, like this one up there, that one down there. This is a long strip though, so I might have to piece it, which is totally fine. I could use 2 pieces instead of 1. You can do that if you don't have enough and you're trying to use something up. But yeah, okay, it's a go. I needed to see it, and I like it. It really helps to audition. I was worried in my brain that the lavender would really pop forward too much and it would overpower the blocks, but I am not feeling that at all now that I've done the audition. It feels very much like the Critter quilt, where it is just very cohesive and it brings everything together. You can take a picture, you can sit with it for a little while, but don't take forever. Don't take months to decide if this is it. You know, a couple days. If you're going more than a couple days, then just do it. Or stop entirely and revamp if you still don't care for it after a couple of days. But move on. Keep it moving. I also realized that I like the more blue shades versus the more red shades that are in the block. So I'll keep these for the blocks, which is the fabric line, and use these plus the white with that little turquoise and maybe some other white for the sashings. All right, to wrap it up, a little chit chat, a little off topic, other stuff going on. So I You've probably, if you've been here a while, you realize my hair has gotten quite long. I've been trimming my bangs and stuff, but I think it's very close now where I need to go again to find a new hairdresser. There's been the reason why it's been growing. Plus, it's been kind of fun. I've not had it this long in a really, really, like forever, maybe 20 years or more. More probably. So it's a lot longer than it's been for forever. And it's long enough. My hair doesn't need to be any longer. It actually needs a little bit of it trimmed up. I'm thinking like an inch off and get it sort of cleaned up, getting a trim. So I need to find somebody to do that. I just didn't care for the people who did it the last time. Too much rescheduling, too much being late. It's like, I don't need that. The other thing is, I'm going to order new glasses because these are not the right size. And I've known they're not the right size since I got them. I ordered them online. They're the same pair that I previously had that were red, but those broke. I wore them for quite a while, but all of a sudden the arm broke and they were not fixable. So I ordered the exact same frames. But they're not the exact same frames. They're too tight. And I have worn glasses since I was 9 years old. And so I know when glasses are not right. And I've just kind of dealt with them. They don't slip down, but they're making dents in my head. So, like they're just pressing too hard. And I need to order new ones. And most likely they will not be red. Now, if you have been with me since 2020 and never looked at me or saw me before 2020, all you've seen is red glasses. Prior to 2020, which is about 50 years of glasses wearing, I never had red glasses. I had brown glasses. I had metal frames. I had whatever. But they were, that. And right now, I can't find anything in red that will work because of the size frame that I need for my progressives. There's just nothing out there right now. So apparently this is not a go-to color. There are other colors. I might get another color. I might just go with a mottled kind of, brown, tortoiseshell, that's the word, some sort of tortoiseshell brown or gray. I'm not sure. But I'm looking around. I had, because I have to get very specific size frame. So yeah. That's the life of wearing glasses. So you'll see a change of those. And the haircut, you probably won't see much at all. It's just something on my mind because I've been avoiding it now for about a month. A month. So it's time. All right, my friend. This has been my backing saga. I am close to getting all of these, to the 4 of them. Four to the long armor. All right, my friend. I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I will see you online.